Are you planning to visit the Berkshire Hathaway meeting in Omaha this year? Then this video will help you to plan your trip and make the most of your stay. Let's dive right into it. I have put together a lot of helpful information about the Berkshire meeting in this presentation, so let me walk you through it. First of all, I want to introduce myself and tell you share with you why I could be helpful for your Berkshire Hathaway Annual Meeting trip. I'm Tilman, based in Berlin, and I'm a passionate investor and community builder. I've visited the Berkshire meeting since 2019, so I've been there a few times. And I've also did a lot of research about the Berkshire meeting and compiled this in a guide that's roughly 30 pages long. You can find it via a link below. And in this guide, I went over 100 hours of research. And this guide should help you to save you time and money in addition to this YouTube video. And I also run a community conference of my community at the Berkshire meeting for 150 plus members. And when you do such a thing, you learn a lot about a city and you get a lot of questions asked. So I compiled all of this in my guide and in this video. I already mentioned the guide. You can find it via the link below. And it will be more up to date than this video. This video is recorded in late February 2025. So if things change and you want to look for the latest information, please go on the link for the guide. You can also subscribe for a newsletter in it. And via this newsletter, you get a lot of helpful tips on top of this video. In this video, we'll discuss a few topics. One is tickets. The second is the AGM day. The third is fun investing events around the Berkshire meeting. Then fun shareholder activities, the trip to Omaha, the topic of the accommodation, what to do in Omaha aside the Berkshire meeting, and a bit of more information. So let's dive into this topic and talk about tickets. So let's now dive into what's happening on the AGM day. First of all, it's a great chance to listen to Buffett and learn from his wisdom. But before you do this, there's always the question where to sit at the CHI Health Center. So the CHI Health Center has capacity for roughly 19,000 people, and it should fill quite intensely. But even if you don't get a seat inside the arena, you have a chance to go to overfill rooms and have a more comfy seat up there. So there's no worry that you don't get any seat. But especially if you want to sit on the ground floor, so in this area or at these seats, you should try to be early and be there maybe at some of the first shareholders camped there at 1. Maybe you can be there at 2 or 3 or 4 to get a chance for ground floor seating. And then you can have a chance to sit on the ground floor. Or maybe you go for these seats, which might have a better view on Buffett and all the interesting people in the VIP area. And then you have a good chance to get a good seat close to the stage. But honestly, for me, it's not that important to sit close there. If you just want to have a seat, it's fine to be there when the doors open, so 6:30 to 7. Then you should still be able to just get a seat in the arena. If you want to sit together with a group, I would recommend to try to go to the second floor because it fills later. And then you have a chance to easily also reserve some seats for the group and enjoy sitting together with the group. And what is the schedule of the AGM day? So at 7, as I already said, the doors open. And at 8:30, the AGM movie starts. So in between 7 and 8:30, the CHI Health Center will fill up with a lot of people. And at 8:30, legendary AGM movie starts. Last year, the movie was also shown on the stream. I'm not sure how will Berkshire handle it this year, but there is a chance that you might also have the chance to see the movie via the stream, but I'm not sure. Better be in Omaha to be fully certain that you can watch the movie. At 9:30, the Q&A with Warren Buffett, Archie Jain, and Craig Abel will start. So you have a chance to ask questions. There's different, like first of all, you can send a question to Becky Quick. Her email address is in the guide, and she can read out the question if it's a good question. Furthermore, you have the chance to stand at one of the speaker stations and try to get a chance to ask a question to Buffett. So this could also be a chance to ask them a question. At noon, there's a lunch break, and the Q&A resumes at 1 p.m. And the meeting is scheduled to end at 4 p.m. So this is the likely schedule of the AGM day. I do get a lot of questions about tickets and availability of tickets from you. So tickets seem to be a hot topic around the Berkshire meeting. Tickets are sometimes also called badges, but to make it easier, I call them tickets. And a question that is often asked, when are tickets available? So you should have tickets available mid-March to end March 2025. It depends a bit on when the meeting is. To get notified when tickets are available, you can subscribe to a newsletter that I distribute via the guide. So click on the link below, subscribe to the newsletter, and then you get notified when tickets are available. And why do I need tickets? These tickets, or badges as they are sometimes called, are your key to access the Berkshire meeting, and they also give you discounts. So without a ticket, you won't be able to access the Berkshire meeting, and you won't get discounts there. So please make sure to order them. I tell you how to do it in a second. But before that, I also want to address the question if you should worry about tickets. No. There is a small chance that you don't get a ticket. I would recommend to pre-order them, but even if you don't pre-order them, you will have a chance to get tickets at the will call. And I personally think Berkshire has no interest in reducing the amount of tickets, because the Berkshire meeting is also a big event for them to sell products. They have an interest in a lot of people coming. So I think you shouldn't worry too much about tickets. But you should also think about how to get tickets. So here are 3 options that are available usually. There's eBay. So Berkshire has an eBay account. You find the link in my guide. And there you can order tickets. They cost you roughly $6 per ticket. If you're based outside of the US, you also have to pay shipping fees. It takes 14 days till you get the tickets. Then there's also the proxy form. The proxy form should be released at 16th, 17th March. And with it, you can order tickets by handing it in. So you have to fill it out. Please make sure that you write it correctly. Otherwise, you will end up like me. I did get a totally wrong name on it. And it might be a risk that you lose your tickets if they're on the way to you. So please make sure to write nicely when you fill out the proxy form. Then you have to factor in shipping time to Omaha and the time to send it back to you. So I've written down when I received my tickets, and I think I ordered them mid-March and got them back on 20th of April. So it could take roughly around a month till you get the tickets back if you're not living in the US. And finally, there's the will call. The will call is a chance to collect tickets in Omaha. So you have to share information that you are a Berkshire shareholder when you join the will call, and then you get the tickets on the ground in Omaha. The problem with this is you might have to wait a few hours, and it's precious time you might waste standing in line to get these tickets. So I would always recommend to pre-order the tickets in one of these ways, like eBay or proxy form, instead of waiting at the will call. But if you have no alternative, please do the will call. Now let's talk a bit about events that are interesting for investors and that are happening around the Berkshire Hathaway meeting. So generally there are a lot of events taking place in the week, but some of them aren't announced until yet. So please check my guide for more events. But let me already highlight 2 events to you that could be interesting. I am hosting the Good Investing Conference for my community. It's happening from Tuesday to Monday in Omaha. And you can expect networking, get-togethers, idea sharing, and business opportunities from it. So we are meeting at different casual locations with friendly investors that are passionate about investing and mingle and share ideas and get to know each other. If you are interested in the conference, please click on the link below. You find more information on it. Furthermore, I highly recommend going to the Mackel Omaha branch. It's a great platform to listen to Tom Gaynor, get a nice brunch, and ask questions to the management and also network with other investors. It takes place at the Marriott in Omaha, so it's close to the CHI Health Center, and it's happening on Sunday from 10 to noon. And I highly recommend going there, and I will also be there, and feel free to say hi if you see me there. Furthermore, there are a ton of interesting shareholder activities happening. So one is the Berkshire Bazaar of Bargains, or that's happening in the exhibition hall. There you can go shopping, buy interesting Berkshire Hathaway merch, buy t-shirts, buy cups with Buffett, buy any kind of merch from Berkshire Hathaway or any of the subsidiaries. You will find a full list of all exhibitors in my guide. You can also go to the Nebraska Furniture Mart. They are offering a great experience there. You can shop with your badge or your ticket with discount. And they also have a barbecue there after the AGM took place. And Borsheim's also offers great deals for shareholders. You can go there on Sunday. They even have an only shareholder shopping event. So there's a whole schedule for the Berkshire Hathaway week that Borsheim offers. And you can, as one member of my community happily did it, buy interesting investing books. So there's a chance to meet authors at the exhibition. With your ticket, you also get a 20% discounts on their books. You can get the book signed. And there's also book selling at the bookworm store or at the airport. So at the airport, there's a bookstore where they have a lot of Berkshire Hathaway books. And on Sunday, there are a lot of authors there you can meet. So it's a great networking platform to go there. Bookworm also offers some authors in their store, and I hope that there are also offers in the exhibition this year. So if you like to buy books, that's the right place. And also you can meet authors in Omaha. So let's talk about how you can get to Omaha. And a lot of investors, including me, usually fly to Omaha, but there are also other alternatives to get to Omaha. If you fly to Omaha, the Omaha Airfield Airport is the destination to go to. So there's not a ton of direct flights in the US if you want to go to Omaha, so you might likely have to take a connection flight. If you have any chance to get a direct flight, I would recommend doing this, because with connecting flights, you might run into issues sometimes. I think last year there were a lot of hurricanes and storms, and this caused some issues for people flying to Omaha. So I would recommend to try to get a direct flight. There's also the option to fly to Chicago, Denver, or Minneapolis, and then take the car from there. Some people even fly to Des Moines and take the car from there. That's also an option I've seen people taking. So you can combine a flight to a nearby airport and then take the car as well. That's also an opportunity. As you can see on the picture, there's also a train going to Omaha. There's a daily connection from Denver or from Chicago. So you will arrive at 5 in the morning if you're coming from Denver, in Omaha and the train has no delay, or from Chicago you will arrive around 10 or 11 p.m. So this could also be an option to get to the Berkshire Hathaway meeting. And there are also a few bus connections. There's Greyhound and a few other buses. I've collected them in my guide. So if you're living close by, there might also be a bus going to Omaha. And for sure, you can rent a car and drive to Omaha. The car rental is usually the easiest at the airport. But if you want to rely on Uber and other stuff, it's also fine usually. So I've seen not a lot of people from my group taking a car, and many people could also travel with Uber and Lyft in Omaha, but that's up to you. Let's dive into the next topic, and that's accommodations. So there's roughly two options to book an accommodation in Omaha. On the one side, there's hotels. On the other side, there's Airbnb or holiday homes. So hotels are usually like the hot thing for travelers to the Berkshire meeting. And if you want to book a hotel, you should book it early because many are already booked out, especially if they're close to downtown Omaha where the Berkshire AGM is happening. But there's an alternative that's called Airbnb or Vrbo. Vrbo is the local Airbnb competitor. And if you look for accommodations, I would also recommend looking on Airbnb because there you can often make a good deal for the Berkshire Hathaway weekend. If you check all of these free options, like booking, for instance, via booking.com, looking for an Airbnb, or looking for a Vrbo, you should cover a lot of ground in Omaha and find a suitable accommodation for you. I also want to talk about how you can get from A to B in Omaha. So there are different options that I want to share with you. So there's a quite decent network of e-bikes and buses in Omaha. So here you can find the e-bike network. I would recommend to get this monthly pass that roughly costs $20 plus taxes to cover all your e-bike rides, and then you can take e-bike rides through Omaha for a flat fee. But there's also the bus network. What is especially interesting is this orange line. The bus is called the Orbt, O-R-B-T. It runs every 10 minutes east to west or west to east, and it gives you a good connection to the city center. So if you're on a budget, I would also recommend looking for Airbnbs that are next to this bus line and take this bus line to the city. And then you should have a good, decent connection that's even running till late night. And you can look at the bus map and also look for other connections that are around, but they might run less frequent. So if you want to have something reliable to plan on, use the Orbt. It's also a good way if Lyft and Uber are crowded to look for the bus connection, because there is a bus network and the buses only cost $1.25 in Omaha. There's also e-scooters you can rent. I think Lime is operating in Omaha, and you could easily book them via the Uber app. So feel free to use a Lime scooter as well. Uber and Lyft and taxi are available in Omaha. I have the number of the taxi service in my guide, and I would recommend to store it in your phone because sometimes Uber and Lyft can get super expensive during the shareholder week. And you might have to pay $70 instead of $7. So having the number of the taxi service isn't the worst thing to have in your phone. And for sure, you can rent a car to do a lot of trips during the AGM week. Especially if you have a house or Airbnb a bit outside, it makes sense to have the car, and parking will be broadly available. But if you live in the city center, you might not need it. Let me quickly also share a bit what else you can do in Omaha. So Omaha has a great food scene to offer. So you can eat tasty food like steaks or the Reuben sandwiches, which are a local product from Omaha or a local invention from Omaha. But you can also find other food. There's a ton of different food options I've put together in the guide. You can go to the famous zoo, you can visit museums, you can do things with kids, you can go shopping to stores in Omaha, like the Old Tannenbaum store, where you can buy Christmas decoration all year long. So there's a ton of different things you can do in Omaha. You find all of them collected in my guide. And for the last part of this presentation, I would recommend you a few resources to get more information. I would recommend to check out my guide. There you can find the latest information updated nearly weekly from now, with events, with important background information for your Berkshire Hathaway trip. You can also subscribe to the newsletter I offer. It gives you a list of important milestones, great deals in Omaha, and event updates. And feel free to apply to my conference as well. It's a good way to meet cool investors and enjoy great conversations.